So today is the day of the drift event. I am not at the drift event, obviously, and that's for good reasons. One, sorry there hasn't been any videos in a while. We just got a new shop. And two, we're pulling the motor out. The reason we're pulling the motor out is because the threads on the tie rod, on the rack and pinion, are completely sheared off, so my tie rod will not screw in. And we have a new motor over there. So we figured, why not just go ahead and pull the motor out, fix the rack and pinion, get a new one, put the new motor in, get it tuned, call it good. Can you get that creeper thing behind you? Right out here. We'll set it on in. Just to keep the fan moving. So right now I am about to install a solid steering bushing to help with some steering play. That way it's not, steering play is not too bad. You gotta press these bushings back in. Blew off a little. I'm just gonna bolt it right back in. Getting rid of this rubber bushing for a metal one. Yep, all installed. So you guys might not think it actually does much, but the reason we changed that out is because the metal one doesn't bend. Get the focus. This rubber one can bend. So when you put a metal one in, it doesn't bend. Don't have any loose steering plate. So rack and pinions out. Cross members out. The reason I took cross member out is because I'm going to relocate the steering rack an inch forward. Going to cut, weld it, do all that fun stuff. Yeah, 240 is coming back together soon. I'll start on the wiring harness, trying to figure out all this mess. Probably relocate the wiring fuse boxes into the actual cab of the car, so you won't see all this loose fuse boxes everywhere. So yeah. So if you guys that don't know what I'm about to do with my my front cross member, I'm about to cut this section out of it. Reason behind that is we're going to move the steering rack an inch forward. That allows to correct Ackerman in steering. So that's what we'll be doing today, cutting about an inch out of it and relocating it. So you cut an inch out of it, move it forward, weld it back together, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. You have perfect camber and traction, perfect grip, perfect use of the tires up front when drifting at full angle. What Ackerman is say your lead wheel has 65 degrees of steering angle, your trail wheel will have about 60. When you move the steering rack forward, it allows for 65, pretty much 65. So you have better wear on the tires because they're both even. One's not dragging because they're both at 65 and not at 65 and 50. So they're both even. So that's the reason you move the rack forward an inch, is to correct Ackerman in your steering. So I'm gonna start doing that. I'm kind of scared because I don't want to buy another rack, or not a rack. I don't want to buy another cross member. So a front subframe, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Gosh, Jesus, you guys. All right, I'm gonna start cutting. Should probably get a face shield. I'm gonna go do that. You got a good path you can weld over. Right now I can only go up and down. Yeah. I can't really circle it because if I circle it, it gets too far away. So it's, hold on, let me get this over the camera. There you guys go. So it's been about a week since I've done anything with this cross member. As you can see though, it is cut and welded. Inch forward, I also have these bushings to move it forward a little more so we can have as much as a linear Ackerman curve as possible. I've also painted the engine bay, cut it out. We're still having rubbing issues. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Right about here, we're having rubbing issues when I hit about full lock. Not quite full lock, but almost. And so when we get a motor in the car, this will sit down even more. So I have to do a little more cutting and grinding just to kind of get that out of the way, get that chunk out of there. Same thing on that side. It's also rubbing. But yeah, I'm going to eject the car up, put the subframe in, grind down those spots, and just kind of get it prepped for the motor to go in. Yeah. I got some big surprises for the Z. Don't look at it, it's super ugly right now. It's got the stock hood on there. No headlights, no bumper, and some wheels that are questionable. God, look at those. Look at those eBay reps. But yeah, so I'm going to put this in there, get ready to drop the motor in. The only thing we're waiting on to get the motor in is the transmission and the adapter plate. We had the clutch, we had the flywheel, got the hood, sneak peek of that. Action clutches over there, Chase base power steering kit. We got a Shaftmasters one-piece aluminum drive shaft for a CD009. We have a Serial 9 CD99 shifter, which is beautiful. I'll show you guys that whenever I get it out of the box and ready to install it. But this hood, it's gonna look sick. It's a D-Max style hood, it's Duraflex. Don't really care if it's name brand. It don't matter that much to me. This is just gonna be like a missile beater car. But yeah, I have no idea what happened, but the camera cut out, but look at those flares. Yeah, there's a drift event this week, May 11th. I think it's May 11th. No, we're not, we're way past May. What am I doing, Dakota? June 11th, drift event at Mac Park. This car will definitely not be there. It'll be at the next one though. But Daniel said if I can find some tires, I can drift his car. I'm kind of thinking about throwing my Zestinas on his car. Only one problem is they're super grippy and he has a stock KA. I don't know if I'll be able to slide them. I'll be able to slide them if I pump those bad boys up to like 60 PSI, but other than that, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of iffy. But we'll see about that. We'll see if I decide to slide his 240 or not. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work. So I got the steering rack in, and I just took out the steering rack that I bought came with tie rods. I just took that one out. The reason I took it out because the ones I have, as you can tell, are a lot longer, and they have a built-in spacer, so I still retain, instead of putting like a little tiny like thin washer, you know, that most people do, I still retain all the threads, so it's safer. These are Villain tie rods. I highly recommend them. They're super cheap for the price, and super foldable, super strong, and they'll last you all season. So yeah, that's what I'm running in my car. I have a Villain's full angle kit. That's what I run in my car. But I'm gonna get these tie rods on. It's hot. It's hot in here. Super hot. So it's the next day, as you've seen from that sneak peek. I got a GK Tech high clearance sway bar. It's way out of the way. The Voodoo arm is actually like tires pretty much touching on the Voodoo arm. It's super close to the splines, but the Voodoo arm is like it's gently rubbing, which is way better than I did have. The only problem is, yes, it doesn't rub anymore on the sway bar. Where's my old sway bar? I'll show you guys where it was rubbing. So you can see the bare metal right there. It was rubbing pretty bad. Get its focus. There it is. It was rubbing really bad, and I was fighting steering issues because I was binding because it was rubbing. Now that Voodoo arm barely rubbing, that's not a big issue because it's literally like a hair rubbing, and I'm at full lock, so it's not that big of a deal. But this is where the problem begins. See the splines? My tire's touching it, and my tire can't go to full lock because of it. It runs into the splines. So I've measured And I have to cut a 1/2 inch off the splines. But this is hardened steel, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass. But I gotta have to do it if I want to have the clearance. So I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch off that. What is he doing? I'm gonna have to cut a 1/2 inch off the splines on the GK Tech. But other than that, you know, it mounts up good. I picked the mild setting, the hole in the middle. I didn't pick the laid back or the full out aggressive, but I picked the mild setting. So yeah, car's looking good. It has a shit ton of angle. Like, that's a lot. That is a lot of angle. So we're gonna party this year. I'm excited.